Alrighty, folks, we're going to catch up with Casey and we're going to talk Las Vegas. Casey was part of round 3. She's been at all 3 ORaaT celebrations, family reunions in Las Vegas. Casey, means the world to me that you come out. Your husband comes. Your husband actually designed one of our banners this year, so special shout out to him. Curious what you thought year 3.
I loved it, Michael. I really feel like this was even a more special year. I feel like as the years go by, and I didn't go to the very, very first one, in Fresno, but I've been to all 3 of these ones in Vegas. And I feel like every single year, it just feels more and more like a family.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's, your school community that's really helping with that. I know you gave out a lot of belts, and I will say, since I'm not in the school community, I didn't really know what all the belts were for. Like, I didn't really know all the people and why they got the belt. But minus, that, like not understanding that part, everybody I talked to the entire time was just head over heels with just you and your presence and your generosity and the people that you bring. It's really amazing. And the guys, the Heartfelt Media guys were doing this testimonial thing, and they were having people come up and give little things. I don't know what they're going to do with that, but I don't know if you knew that. I'm sure you knew they're doing that.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah.
I haven't seen them yet, but I knew they were doing them. Yes.
Yeah. But that was really cool. And, what I was talking to them about was most other events, Bigger Pockets events and other events. I have been asked to go to other events. They're just not the same. They're like, for the speakers, especially, which I think is gross, they're pay for play. Like, if you want to go speak at an event, you have to pay to speak at the event. You have to, or you have to sell so many tickets. And it's just, I feel like it's a gross money grab. And for real, genuine people, so I don't go to those. It's like, I want to help people. You want me there or not? You want me to help people or not? I don't need to go somewhere and self-promote all the time. Why can't we just have a community that really genuinely wants to help people and wants to make friends? And that's what's different about your event. And I know that everybody feels that way. And I think, Michael, if you ever were to not do it at the Blind Center, because I love the Blind Center, but they have the max cap, you would get so many more people that would come because you could hold more. You could, because the energy, the people that you bring, the vibe of it all, just the overall essence of the One ORaaT at a Time annual event, it is unlike any other events that are out there. 100% hands down.
Yeah. Year 3 did feel, I noticed a different vibration year 3. It's the first time I've actually felt comfortable calling it a family reunion. Frankly, because I don't like
it takes 3 years for, to say it's an annual event. So I can see,
there you go.
It takes 3 years. So.
Yeah, that's actually a very good catch, because I wasn't even sure there'd be a year 2, right? This all started as just a party for 50,000 subs on YouTube. It was Dion's, brainiac idea to challenge me. So yeah, but now it's legit. We're going to at least do 5 years. I'm not going to stop at 4. So we got one more after the next one, at least. But yeah, definitely a family reunion. I think it is some of the school community. I'm going to guess 60% of the room is in school, maybe 65 are in school, and they there's 11 accountability groups, and there's just so much goodness in there. And the belts, man, you have a belt, you've gotten a belt, you got a championship ring, you've got the custom shoes, right? Yeah.
Shoes. They're you gotta see them.
Yeah, there they are. Yeah, your custom shoes. Yeah, you got everything on display.
That's right.
The belts, my favorite session is always the award ceremony right before lunch on day 1. And I just celebrate people that made the community good. Right? Yeah. I think I gave away 11 belts and the beauty for me, Casey, is nobody knows. They don't know they're getting them.
And you could tell too. And that was so fun. I didn't know why people were getting a belt, but just seeing them like what, was really cool. Like
the honest reactions. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun to do that. And again, the belts are, They're cool for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, they're not fake, right? They're not this plastic crap. They're
They
metal.
are heavy. And Michael, just everyone knows, Michael wants us to bring these every year.
Every year, yes. Yes, I do. You go through security twice. Once on the way out, once on the way back.
Those things are like 20 pounds.
Yeah, because you have to.
We
need a picture, right? Because again,
every
year.
I mean, that's metal and like leather. Like there's some like legit things.
There's some, yeah, because every year. So what did I do? So I did 11, so 10 belts, and then Heartfelt got shoes like you. And then I gave away, I think 7 or 8 to first-time speakers. So yeah, I did probably 20 new belts. And I hope to give away 20 new belts every year, which you get a belt from me for one of two reasons. One, you're a first-time speaker.
Yeah.
The other reason to get a belt is you do something great in my community. So we actually have somebody in our community. There's only one person that got 2 belts. Jared got 2 belts. He's the only two-time belt winner because last year he got a belt for helping the community, and this year he spoke. So again, he was the only 2-time belt winner. But no, I love giving away belts because you end up in the background. For example, you remember, did you see Andrea speak? She was the doctor from Venezuela.
No, I think I was in the podcast room then.
Yeah, she had a great talk, but I already saw it on her display, much like you. I see it behind her on the wall now. I'm like, see? These are a good idea.
One thing I didn't get one of those belt holders. You're passing out like those acrylic stands. I'm like, shoot, I should have grabbed one of those.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I only had 15 or 16. They went away quick.
Next time.
Next time, exactly. But yeah, it's definitely a family reunion. So I don't know if you've seen it. I've already put out a couple of tweaks. I'm going to go through the tweaks one by one to see what you think of them.
Okay.
So the first thing we're going to do is day 1, Saturday, is no longer going to be 8 to 8. It's just too long a day. It's just a long day.
No, is it still going to start at 8?
Yes, I'm a morning person. Suck it up, people. It's going to start because we're going to go 8 to 5.
Okay.
We're going to go 8 to 5, right. And then there will be for VIPs, they'll go 5 to 6 with some Q&A. But more on that in a minute.
Okay.
So the days are going to be shorter, but that means I lose 1.5 speakers each day.
Yeah.
Because we don't go to 6, right? So again, less people I can invite. That's just a reality of a tighter schedule. So what do you think about day 1 being just flat out shorter? Because it's a 12-hour day.
Yeah.
It's a lot. So what do you think of being shorter?
I think it's, it's long. I don't really mind it. I'm just has the Michael Zuber way, go big or go home.
That's right. Charge.
Show up or get out,
Exactly.
You're out of here. No.
Come on.
One thing I think would be cool, and this might be too much to plan, but one thing that I would like would be I would like to get to know the other speakers more, or even like the other millionaires, because I don't get to interact them. I think it'd be really cool if maybe after the speakers and or millionaires could get together and hang out, have dinner, cocktail hour, some sort of networking so we can get to know each other. Because even though we can kind of talk during the event, it's kind of like you have to whisper because someone's speaking, and then you feel rude, like you want to listen to the speakers, you don't want to interrupt. Yep. So there's not a lot of time to really get to know the other people, and I would like to get to know them a bit better.
All right, so right now we already have some folks working on a Friday 6 to 9 p.m. VIP speaker sponsor dinner. The budget's $5,000, so I've already given people a budget.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So. But that said, we could, because Friday's booked, I could on the back end, but again, it just is what it is. We could set up a Sunday, dinner. It would probably have to be 6:30 because I have to tear down the facility, right? Get all that stuff out of there. Maybe it'd probably have to be 7 actually. Or we would do Monday morning. I mean, I'm just spitballing here.
Yeah, people usually get on the plane now. Sound like a lot of people left really early Monday morning. Mine was 3 p.m., but I think plane flights out will probably be Monday.
Yeah, so we could try something Sunday night just for like the millionaires and the speakers. We could try, but or we just do it on Friday. Wait, we have our own little thing on Friday, so that is a good idea. I like that because I mean, part of the vision of this whole one rental at a time things, and one of the reasons you're the millionaire, right? You're the millionaires that go up there is I want you guys to do more stuff together because that just drives.
It helps everyone.
It just drives this movement,
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. I would like that.
Okay. So next up, we're going to really show some love to the VIPs next year. I think the VIPs, because some of the speakers just came and went. They didn't get as much, serendipity as they got year 1 and year 2. So we're going to really show them love in year 3. So they're doing a couple of things. First and foremost, over lunch. So lunch is still going to be 2 hours for everybody, but in the VIP room, you're going to eat from 12 to 1 and then 1 to 2. You probably remember this. There's this little stage in front.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And what we're going to do is we're going to take the morning speakers, which should be 3 speakers, and we'll do Q&A with just VIPs.
Love that. That's a good idea.
Whoever spoke. Same with day 2. And then for the evening, just for VIPs, we'll go 5 to 6 in the VIP room. Same idea, just questions. But that will be from the afternoon speakers, because I don't want to merge both speakers together, because one you've heard from and the other you haven't, so you don't have context.
Yep, agreed.
So the first thing is VIPs are going to get 4 hours of Q&A with speakers next year. What do you think of that?
I think it's a good idea. I know that there's opportunity for everyone to ask questions after everyone speaks. But so they could have a second opportunity to do that. I think that the line gets really long. Everybody wants to ask questions. And I know some people don't even get up to ask their questions because the line is so long. Yeah. So I think that that's a really good idea, because in the VIP room, it's much smaller, the amount of people, and you're going to be much closer to them, not, however, 100 feet away, and I think you can probably get some more intimate answers during the VIP section. I like that.
Next thing we're going to do, and I actually had to go back to the facility to make sure the facility would sign off on this, is we're switching the podcast room. So right now the podcast room is in that glass room. Mm-hmm. It's pretty tight once you get all the camera and all the equipment in there. We're going to move that into what was this year called Dion's room. Yeah. Dion's room is actually far more soundproof and like 2.5 times the size. And what we're going to do in there is we're going to publish. My vision is about 70% of the podcast times will be published ahead of time. It'll be like, Casey's interviewing so-and-so. Yeah. And the idea there is we are going to have a live studio audience. We're going to have 21 seats around. Again, why 21? It's Vegas. I picked 21. So we're going to have 21 seats, live studio. And I had the heartfelt guys there. I said, I need another camera and a microphone. So they're going to set it up so we'll have podcasts with live studio interaction and live studio questions.
That's cool. Hey, I would have loved to be a part of that with
Davila,
Brian, and Dion. Are we going to see that video?
It's in school. I got to add you to school. It is there.
I want to watch that.
There's actually 2 versions. There's round 1, which is kind of calm, and round 2, it's kind of bananas.
I can't wait. You got to add me. I've been dying to. I will do that. People would pay to see that interview.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll make that happen. So again, that's going to be open to VIPs. Again, I'm trying to show them love. So 4 hours of Q&A. Again, get in the podcast room, be a part of it. So that's going to be cool.
I think having the podcast, I like the other years where it had the list on the door, and you know what time you're going and who you're interviewing in advance would be really helpful.
Yeah, I think it's going to be much more helpful. And there will be open spots because, again, you got to let serendipity happen. But I think my vision is, because what will be, they'll be potentially recording from 8 to 6. So what is that, 10 hours? So I'll probably book 6 hours a day, leaving 4 hours open just for, stuff to happen. So those are happening. What else is going to happen? Oh, of course, we're going to give away some surprises, but we won't talk about those. So I think those are the big changes. Here's the other one. So one of the things I did in year 3, and I loved, I hit my goal, but I think it was the wrong goal in hindsight, was I tried to get bigger and bigger names, right? There is no bigger name than Pace Morby.
That was really good. I really liked his message. Yeah.
No, he had a good message. Yeah. We were planning it together. So he nailed it. He did a great job. Yeah. However, one of the things I like about my community is, generally speaking, the speakers stay. And the big names won't, right? They come in, they do their thing, and they're gone, right? Pace showed up at 1:59 and he left at 4:05. And guess what? He spoke from 2 to 4.
Yeah.
You know, that's
okay.
great.
I think that's okay. Like those guys, people like them that will attract people that will pay to come too. Like, that's just their life. They're busy.
I love it. I just don't think I'm going to do that again.
Okay.
Right. Because again, now, I'm actually talking to other people right now. If you're a big name speaker, you're not really in my community, you have to commit to me that you're going to be there at least one day.
Yeah.
You don't have to give me both days, but you've got to be there one day, because
especially if you're the main speaker. I mean, that's not too much to ask. I don't.
Yeah. The audience wants to take pictures with you. They want to ask a little intimate conversations. And again, the other thing I think is next year we are going to celebrate the school community a lot more. I'm currently planning 4, like we have 10 accountability groups. I want to see 4 of them on stage, probably 2 people, maybe 3 if we have to, just taking questions, because I think we have a lot of rock stars in our community that deserve some sun and love. And I want to reward that. So that's coming next year too.
Cool.
Yeah. But and then it all just, it's like, I'm already playing with the agenda, and I'm like, how do I keep everybody happy? Because I have 1 less hour a day and I want to do all of these other things. I'm like, I'll show you offline. I'll actually bring it up. I don't want to show recording, but I already have almost a full agenda for year 4. Gosh, Michael. It's crazy.
It's been like 1 week.
Yeah, it just came together yesterday, but I'll show you offline.
Pretty good. Okay. Yeah.
It could still blow up for all I know.
Right.
But yeah, I'm already actively working on it. Again, I only have 11 months now. We changed the date from February to January. I only got 11 months. So yeah, I'm already working on year 4.
You know, one thing I like that I didn't see this year, I don't know why it didn't happen. It was not a huge thing, but in the VIP room last year, there was a big poster on the wall and everybody could write their channels and stuff down.
Oh, yeah.
I missed that because I was looking forward to following like people that are in the community who have their own channel, and I didn't see that.
Yeah, so I'm hoping somebody in the audience picks this up. I would love somebody probably in our school community to collect all the channels, and then somebody could create a QR code, I'm told. Don't ask me. I'm not technical. I'm not doing this. But I would love to see a QR code, and we could put it different places and people just scan it to get all the
like
names.
that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Somebody else has to pick that up, not me. I'm just being clear. But no, that is being worked on, hopefully for next year. Because I think, again, back to the whole family reunion, thing. That's part of the reason is we are having more and more people, join this YouTube journey, and everybody's chasing impact, not money. And it's just fun to watch.
Yeah, it is cool.
Yeah. So yeah. Any other thoughts? Did your husband like it?
Yeah, he liked it. He's so quiet. He doesn't do social media.
I always feel bad. I'm like, are you okay? Can I do anything for you?
This is my thing, I like to do. So I make him come, but he doesn't. He likes to come, and he's made friends with some of the guys, which is cool, and has their phone numbers. And I know, Blake will talk about other things besides real estate too, even though he is just as much as, if not more, involved in me, since he always done the renovations. And we are the team, even though I'm the blabbermouth and I'm I'm the face on the camera, but we do everything together. But I know a lot of other guys, they enjoy talking about other things too sometimes. And, he had a good time. Yeah, he likes it.
It's going to be fun, and we can count on you for year 4, I'm sure, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome.
Now that's in January. My kids were getting really sad that I missed all the past Valentine's Day. So I told them, I don't know if I will go to Zuber's again if it's on Valentine's Day next year, because that's been
Mom's got to be home.
We're getting older.
Yeah. I got you. But nope, it's in January.
I know. I was like, that's amazing. Yes.
All right, Casey, where can people find you?
I know this is a long one. People can find me on YouTube, Brick by Brick Wealth. You can check me out on Instagram too, or my website, brickbybrickwealth.com.
Thank you so much.